Cheers.
Mhm.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case
AFA way.
the AFA way, it's the best way to start off the day.
It is.
And when I first started reading the book about what it meant to be AFA, I was blown away because it's so simple. And we forget.
Is.
You wrote a book, and I'm telling you, this book will change your life as it changed mine. Nurse Mark has an amazing, you just have an amazing story, and you put it so eloquently, and so for people can understand. Yeah, but it's
thanks, Sherry.
Rich story, you know, about your personal life and how the transformation that happened and how and how cannabis was one tool in the toolbox and all the other
one of the tools in the toolbox, right? Yeah.
Right? That's why we bring the book up every single day.
That's right.
Right? That's absolutely right.
Yeah. What's in your toolkit? That's really what it is. What's in your toolkit? Good morning, Ashley. What's in your toolkit to strip away all of the bullshit that you accumulate over the course of your life and really get to the meat of the matter? And that is, you're absolutely fucking amazing exactly as you are.
Exactly.
And so you can love yourself completely. The greatest love affair you can ever have is with you. That's it. That's the greatest one. Right? Because we pine for a great love affair in our lives. Oh, I want to be in love with somebody so that it's the end of all time. It's the most beautiful thing. Yeah. How about with yourself?
There you go.
How about with you?
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here it is so interesting is because when you take care of yourself, you're not only a power of example to other people, but you're also demonstrating to potential partners or potential love interests.
Yeah.
How you want to be taken care of, how you treat yourself is how you show the world how you want to be treated.
Right.
Right. It's as simple as that. So treating
yourself
is tender love and kindness.
Yeah.
You know, when I treat myself with tender love and kindness, it's easier for me to treat someone else with tender love and kindness.
Oh, completely. Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
So beautiful, Sherry. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, Jack. And that's what we do every day, guys. We're here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high. You know, that high word that everyone's afraid of. Hope, inspiration, growth, and healing. It is right across the screen. We don't want you to forget it ever.
No, that's it. Hey, Brian. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
Then, in case you forgot, I'm putting these little banners up because I'm having fun. On Amazon.
Sorry, you can have fun anytime you want. That's your choice.
Yeah, you know, so I've got little buttons here that I can press. And, you know, it just kind of makes it fun.
I'm hoping you don't press the one that disconnects you from the stream. So that, we're going to stay in this together. We're all in this together, everybody.
We are.
So, Sherry, June 1st, I feel like summer's finally here. Like, you know, I don't know, in the Northeast here over the weekend, it was probably the coldest. I think they did predict it was going to be the coldest in 100 years, the coldest Memorial Day weekend. And I don't think it was far off. I mean, it was rainy and cold, and I loved every bit. Oh, my God. I loved every bit of it.
So I know what I had packed for the weekend.
Yep.
I had flip-flops and snow boots. I had a bathing suit and my snowsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Suntan lotion and skin protection lotion from the cold. You know what I mean? I had and a beach bag.
We don't know. We don't know. A sunny day might break out at any time here in New England.
Exactly.
You just never know. Like today, a beautiful, beautiful day. So here we are. Good morning, Carrie Lee. Beth, good morning. So, Sherry.
Yeah.
Let's do some daily love.
Let's do some love. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Love.
Yes, it is.
How can we love ourselves?
Okay. So I pulled from Landmark Insights book 1 today.
Love Landmark.
And, you know, Live a Life You Love is the name of the book. So it's appropriate. And this is Power and Freedom Where Fear Used to Be. And this is going to be, we're going to listen to what it's like to step outside of fear. Yeah, because that's what holds us back. You ready?
Yeah.
Bit of a read, but we're going to do it. Here we go. Oh, from Daily Love. That's right. Okay, I just hit a button. I thought I was going somewhere. All right, here we go. Bob Slocum, a hero in a Joseph Heller novel, is a middling executive in an unnamed company who's driven nearly mad thinking that decisions might be made behind his back that could ruin his career and his life. He's not alone in these thoughts. Slocum says, in the office, there are 5 people of whom I am afraid. Each of these 5 people is afraid of 4 people, excluding overlaps, for a total of 20. And each of those people is afraid of 6 people, making a total of 120 people who are feared by at least one person. Wow. The company is a pyramid of potential panic, ready to topple when someone whispers, jigs up. Perhaps even more than sadness or anger, we find it difficult to deal with fear. Fear often keeps us from doing what we're capable of, from experiencing and expressing the full range of what's possible in being human. This is not so much a function of the fear being operative, but rather of the automatic way we pull in our past experience. Old circumstances have the power, not us. Completing a past fear includes recognizing that we would survive if the past repeated itself. There's a big difference, right? It's true. We'd be fine if the past repeated itself because we lived through it the first time. There's a big difference between being realistic about what happened once and thinking things will go that way again. Yeah. We have the freedom to choose our relationship to whatever it was back then, and that's the beginning of building power. It takes enormous courage to try out new ways of being in the space where fear used to be.
That's really, really good. I mean, here's, when I think of fear or stepping outside of fear, one of the things that came to me was, a lot of times the 12-step programs have some really good slogans. And when
they have great ones. Yeah.
Well, I went to Al-Anon. I went to Adult Children's of Alcoholics. I went to Codependency Anonymous. All those 12-step programs. And one of the things that they said about fear was false evidence appearing real.
Right.
Fear, the analogy, that whole analogy.
Fear is not real.
There we go.
The feeling of it is, but whatever you're fearing, whatever you're fearful of is completely made up in your mind.
Yeah.
You're fearful that a past experience is going to repeat itself.
Yeah.
That's just the past. The past only is alive right in here. It doesn't exist anywhere outside of you, right? That's the thing that we need to understand, is that the past only is alive in your head. Yeah. So we get to choose what we want to actually appear today, right? What's going to live for us today. And I don't know about you, Sherry, but I'm going to step out of being fearful and step into being all that's possible in this particular iteration of this human being.
There we go. So the freedom to choose, think about this, and this is so true. We have the freedom to choose our relationship with our emotions. Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Emotions are going to show up. Boy, do they ever. The one thing you know about emotions is that they're going to change. So in any particular moment, we have when this emotion comes up, how do I want to feel it? How do I want to think about it? How do I want to express it? How do I want to identify with it? Yeah. Right? These are tools that develop over time. And that's why we're here, reading these. I love that. Landmark, living a life of love.
And consider that, your feelings just automatically happen. It's just circuits lighting up. It's just boom. You have this memory, this wonderful brain that has a capacity to remember every experience that ever occurred for you. And unfortunately, it makes interpretations, right? So you just get to ride along, really. I mean, 90% of our day is spent just doing and living automatically. It's that other 10% that you have an opportunity to actually be in life, to be actively participating and choosing what it is that your life's going to be.
Yeah. And can I tell you what's great is like last night before I went to bed, I was reading some quotes and one came up in particular for me. And it definitely relates to this because it has to do with mindset. So John Gordon is an author and he's written some really good books. He's an attorney and he's a psychologist. And so what he wrote was, your mindset causes the lens in which you view the world to either narrow or open. Negativity narrows your perspective and causes you to focus on problems.
Right.
Positivity broadens your perspective and allows you to see the big picture to find solutions. Positivity sees possibilities.
And that's all it's about. It's about possibilities.
Yeah.
Anything's possible in life.
Exactly.
But we just shut down those possibilities with our narrow view. Exactly, Cher. That's so beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Perfect.
So as nurses, cannabis nurses, we're here. The essence of nursing is human caring. So as nurses, this is how we can tie this all in. As nurses, we're here to help the entire human experience, right? So when we're working with patients, it's the biopsychosocial, spiritual aspects of healing, all of it. And cannabis has truly opened up the door to my eyes about how to take care of people a little bit richer and deeper using spiritual principles. And cannabis is the conduit to allow that to happen. So that's why we do this every morning.
Beautiful.
Yes. So today, Mark, what do we got going on? So usually it's Terpene Tuesday, but I thought we would do some hugs and nugs today.
Yeah.
Tidbit Tuesday, hugs and nugs.
Tidbit Tuesday, hug and a nug. We're gonna keep going on cannabinoids, minor cannabinoids.
Minor cannabinoids. Yes. And so, we had talked about what cannabinoids are. There's phytocannabinoids that the plant makes, and we're going to be talking about one of them today. There's endocannabinoids that we make, the anandamide and the 2-AG that we've talked about. Right. And then the pharmaceutical companies make cannabinoids, and they're called synthetic cannabinoids. Right. The Marinol, the Sativex, the Epidiolex. So today what we're going to do is we're going to cover CBC.
CBC. Yeah.
So it's pronounced, ready? Cannabichromine.
Okay, that's CBC. So CBCA is cannabichromenic acid, right? Yes. It's a mouthful. We love this.
I have a quick question. Do you by any chance have, it says right in my little cheat sheet here, pull up the diagram. I don't know if you can see
does say pull up the diagram. That's
so if you go into the folder there is a diagram of all the cannabinoids and the aging process. So I kind of wanted to show how CBGA creates CBCA that then creates CBC. So there's like this hierarchy of cannabinoids, how the plant ages. So I'm not sure if you're able to.
Let me just see if I can bring this up.
Find that. Let me just see really quick there, but I'll kind of get started real quick.
Yes, hold on.
I totally forgot about that as I'm looking.
Let's see if this works here.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, let's try it.
About the different stages of the plant, the raw plant as the plant ages and cures, and then as it really gets older, the constituents change. The cannabinoids mature and change into other cannabinoids.
Can you see that?
Oh, yes. Really, really cool. I love it. This is probably one of my favorite charts because it just kind of shows, like I said, the progression of what raw cannabis, heated cannabis, and aged cannabis looks like and how it converts. So when you can see at the very, very tippy top of the page, the CBGA goes over and converts to CBCA and then to CBC. And so that's what we're talking about today. CBCA, the raw form, and CBC, the cured form or the heated form.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. So cannabichromine acid. Let's get into that one real quick.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. Discovered in 1988.
Right. There you go.
The late 80s and 90s were big for cannabis research, right? A lot happened. The endocannabinoid system, these minor cannabinoids. So discovered in 1988. It's a precursor, as Sherry said, to CBC. So it goes, as you could see on that chart, with CBGA to CBCA to CBC, and there are chemical changes that happen over, as it's heated or over time that actually allow these conversions to take place. So some of the properties and effects: antimicrobial. Gosh, we hear that a lot with cannabinoids, right? Antifungal.
Yep.
Again, we hear that a lot. And anti-inflammatory. Oh my gosh. Cannabis is known far and wide as being a wonderful anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So studies, there really, weren't that many with CBCA, 7 total, 5 related, 2 primary, and primarily all of these studies were done in Australia.
Right.
And the 2 primary studies included 1 lab study and 1 animal study.
Yeah.
And
part of the problem is, Sherry, these acidic forms are really difficult to work with in the lab because they're very volatile. Like they're very, they're difficult to keep in that acidic form.
Right.
So you're not going to see a whole ton of studies being done, but when they are able to do that and study it, it's good. And you know what? I remember hearing that Dr. Mushallam was able to come up with it, chemically able to come up with sort of a little different formulation for the acidic forms to make them more stable and able to be studied more easily and readily available. So that's pretty cool. All right. So what are the top conditions that were studied?
Well, the 2 top systems that were studied was the nervous system and the immune system. But interesting enough, the top conditions that were studied was epilepsy and Dravet syndrome, bacterial infections, breast cancer, and believe it or not, cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, which I think is very fascinating.
Yeah.
Which is something, that we're starting to hear more and more about. And we're going to do a show on that. I have a really, really good educational handout that I have, and we actually I did a show on it 2 years ago, actually in 2018. So new updated studies. We'll cover cannabis hyperemesis syndrome this month.
Beautiful.
So, like we said, CBCA is the raw component of this cannabinoid. CBC, so as it's heated, it converts, it drops the acidic point, the acidic molecule, and it turns into CBC, and it's pronounced cannabichromene. Interesting thing about this one was that this one was discovered before CBCA. It was discovered in 1966. 1966. So this one was discovered before the acidic version, which was interesting. And so the interesting thing about this one is that it doesn't activate the CB1 or CB2 receptors. So, so you all know here when we talk about cannabinoid receptors, we have cannabinoid receptors on all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and the neurotransmitter signaling systems. CB1 is primarily in the brain. Other organs, CB2 is primarily in the immune system. So just because it doesn't activate those receptors doesn't mean that it's not a good cannabinoid, because
absolutely. I mean, we know that the terpenes don't activate any of those cannabinoid receptors, yet they're vital to really having all of the cannabinoids in the whole plant work well in the body. They're required, and they don't activate the CB1 or CB2 receptors either.
So it's a potent activator, which I like. These are probably my favorite, the vanilloid trip receptors. So specifically the TRP1A, very technical, very scientific, is located on the plasma membrane. So one of these studies showed that they have these ion channels on many human and animal cells. This channel is known for sensory pain, cold, itching. So we have temperature, cold, inflammation, pain, itching in humans and other mammals, as well as a sensor. This is really cool. Environmental irritants, right? So giving response to other protective responses in our body, such as tears, airway resistance, and coughing, right? So these receptors are very protective.
Absolutely.
Sensors, little discs that kind of figure things out, which I think is really cool.
Right.
So
some of the properties, right? Some of the properties and effects, Sherry, had an antidepressant-like effect in models of behavioral despair. I mean, it showed some antidepressant effects. antibacterial activity against MRSA. We see this time and again with the cannabinoids, and it's just simply amazing in my mind. CBC is a stable cannabinoid, and it's been found in century-old samples of cannabis, like it stays. It does not show any activity, however, related to activation of CB1, which means it's not going to be intoxicating.
Exactly, non-impairing.
Non-impairing.
How about some studies, Mark? What's going on?
Holy cow, 29 total, 6 lab, 4 animal, 1 meta-analysis. However, no human and no double-blind RCTs, random control trials, right?
Yep.
But studied by the organ systems, they included nervous system. We're always looking at the nervous system when it comes to cannabinoids. Mental and emotional, respiratory, urinary, immune, endocrine, integumentary, skin, and your reproductive.
Right. So just think how cool it is. Just these small amounts of studies, 29 total.
Yep.
All of these different organ systems they were able to tap into when studying CBC and the endocannabinoid system and other organ systems. That was interesting.
Yeah.
So the top conditions related to CBC studies, over 50% of the studies were done on epilepsy, right? Which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, the next one that the studies was done on, and I'm going to be honest, as a nurse, I've never really heard of this disease before.
Yeah.
Wilson's disease, too much copper in the organs, which is interesting. So they did studies on that. They did studies on allergic dermatitis, cystitis, heart disease, breast cancer, cough, and depression. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So some of the benefits of CBC are it's an analgesic, right? It's going to relieve pain.
Yeah.
It's an antibacterial, anti-cancer, right? Anti-proliferative. It prevents the cells from reproducing.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ones, Cher?
Antidepressant, antifungal, antibacterial, which then contributes to pain relief, anti-insomnia, a bone stimulant, and anti-migraine. So
yeah,
great. So when it comes to this particular cannabinoid, I haven't seen it isolated in specific preparations. I don't know if you have, Mark. I mean, I'm sure.
I haven't. No, I've seen it listed as one of the minor cannabinoids in some of the varieties, but I have not seen any products, in the marketplace at this point that are just CBC.
Right. And so when we're talking about that, so when we talk about cannabinoids, plant medicine, different types of products on the market, so they're single isolated molecules, right? So like just the THC, just the CBD, just the CBG, just the CBN. I haven't. And so what we see that's isolated, then broad spectrum is whole plant, minor cannabinoids, terpenes, 0 THC, and then full spectrum is whole plant. If we're talking CBD in particular,
right?
Whole plant, including all the cannabinoids, terpenes, and THC, less than 0.3%. So when we're looking at plant medicine, we're looking at, what is in it? Is it isolated? What are the percentages? What are the terpenes? And then that can help to be a predictor of the type of effect that patients are going to have.
Right.
So, So, so when we're looking, so you want to look for these ingredients on your package, and that just goes into the importance of knowing where your product comes from, making sure you have certificates of analysis, looking at the product ingredients, and knowing all of these things. Right.
Another beautiful Tidbit Tuesday, Sherry.
Another beautiful Tidbit.
Yes.
Oh, I have a little squirrel friend.
Hey.
I had a squirrel literally just knock on my door.
Just stopping by, Sherry.
I know. I don't have any
squirrel love. Yeah.
Little squirrel. That's really funny.
That's it. So here we are, Tuesday, June 1st.
Yes.
We're wrapping it up here. So what do we have going on, Cher?
All right. So excellent. So tomorrow night, we have our shows for the rest of the week, every day, 8 to 8:30. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, we're having Vanessa Cruz on. She's a cannabis nurse, a psychedelic nurse, and a deaf doula. So she is really going to be an amazing guest to have on, and she's going to share her experiences, and we're going to share our journey that we had with her.
Exciting.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Frequency Fridays, every Friday in the Green Nurse community. Want you all to come and feel the high vibes, vibrational medicine, energy, current, and frequency, real stuff. We're going to educate.
We got a lot going on, Cher. We got a lot going on. We're doing a total website rebuild, back end for our, for our green nurses,
across
the software platform that we use. We're moving to a new one that's really powerful. So exciting. There's so much going on.
I know we got some secrets. We're going to be expanding across the country even faster than we think, which is going to be. So we can't wait to bring you all on this journey with us. It's really, really awesome.
Yeah. Stay tuned, everybody. Spread the word, by the way. We love to see you guys here in the morning. You really do make my day an AFA day.
Yes. I gotta tell you.
And just share it everywhere you can.
Share it everywhere you
can. More people. Now, keep in mind, we do have this up on all of the podcast streaming channels, right? Google, Apple, it's out there. This Daily Love is I upload it every morning. So you can consume it as a podcast on your way to wherever you're going.
Wherever you're going. And one final plug, and I put it in blurb. We have our big event coming up, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's going to be really, really awesome.
Oh my gosh.
June 12th kicks off our live event.
Yep.
Activate your endocannabinoid system with the green nurses. High vibe day on Osprey Farm, 20 acres of farm right on the ocean. We're going to be doing canna yoga, breath work, meditation, journey dancing, energy healing. We're going to have an educational consumption table where we're going to educate on various product lines that have been donated. People will be able to sample. And then we have specific companies that are giving away little bundles. So if you purchase a ticket, you'll get a raffle ticket so you can win prizes. And I just got this in the mail. I'm really, really excited. Sometimes companies like us to experience their different products. So Synchronicity sent me 2 boxes of products of CBD capsules, full spectrum CBD.
Love it.
Tincture. So the first 20 people that purchase a ticket will get either a bottle of capsules or a bottle of tincture.
Woohoo!
Walk in the door. So good news.
I might buy 2 tickets, Sherry. I'm going to increase my odds.
Increase my odds. Exactly.
I want some of that product.
Exactly.
Great.
It's going to be a good event. We hope to see you all there.
Yeah. June 12th. Oh, so exciting. Yeah. All right. That's it. This is Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. The only one you're going to get. Make it the best day that you could ever have. It can all come true today. Absolutely. It's an AFA day. Sherry, I got to hear you tell me, what's it all about?
Oh, every day I will tell you all that it's the AFA day, and it's really, truly about living your best life, helping others do the same, and decreasing stigma around what it means to feel good. We love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Love you all. See you tomorrow.